The other day, I really wanted to get into Ophiuchus before we moved into Sagittarius season, in Vedic, and we're in Capricorn now, so I'm way behind. But I still want to talk about, ears ringing. I still want to talk about the 13th sign Ophiuchus because I still think it's important, and it's just the nature of its sign to slip past, and I don't want to get into 2025 without mentioning a little something, and I did write a bunch of notes on it. I will do a deeper podcast, but this is just going to touch base a little bit on what is the 13th sign and like where does the 13th sign come from? Is it real? Is it made up? Is it a constellation? Is it a zodiac sign? What is it? Where did it come from? Let's just get into the basics of Ophiuchus, the 13th hidden sign that is now coming back to our understanding and our consciousness in our world of astrology. To get in real quick why this is so important to me, I used to not be a believer in the 13th sign. My birthday is on November the 13th, and I actually have so many people in my life that would have the Ophiuchus signature birthday, including my biological father and a lot of previous partners that I've been with. So I strongly feel like this 13 energy has always been in the background wanting me to understand it and learn it. Because the number 13 has always been an auspicious number, I'm sure to many of you as well. But for me, it always was like, oh, it's bad luck, or oh, it's this. And for me, I always had this deeper knowing that there was something with the number 13 that I needed to decode. And learning so much more about the number 13 in the recent years, there's no question that this is a powerful coding for something that is hidden and may not be for everyone. That's the thing. Ophiuchus energy may not be for everyone because it is very powerful. It's like a wound mending, harnessing energy where we really like do our deep shadow work and are able to face our shadow head on. And that takes a very, very balanced being to be able to do that. So that's why this sign and like getting this sign out there is important to me. I will say my studies of astrology did not start in Vedic at all. I started Western tropical. That's what spoke to me. That's where my studies began. When I went to the libraries every day, most of the books that I would study would be on tropical astrology. Some of them were on Vedic, but my main study was with tropical because that was the basics for me, the body, the organs, house system, chart drawing, all of that. I did study some Vedic, but not nearly as much as I do now, and more so it's because I just like to see the two systems. And there are other astrology systems that we can look at too, but for Vedic, the two main ones we have Eastern and Western. Eastern is Vedic or true sky, sidereal, or you have Western or tropical, which is what most people use out in the West. So I like to use both because I like to compare. I like to look at the difference. If you've seen any of my other previous videos, you see I have a lot of Scorpio stellium in my Vedic or in my tropical chart. In my Vedic chart, all of my Scorpio goes to Libra. And I do find myself to be a being that's really like all about the balance and torn between justice and always bringing in that Lady Justice and Ma'at energy that is just all about balance and keeping things equal. So anyways, let's get into Ophiuchus. Learning about Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is actually a constellation, which would make sense in why we study it in Vedic, right? Because what is Vedic astrology? Vedic astrology is studying the constellations and the locations of those. So if you look up Ophiuchus, you will see a bunch of imagery. This is the symbol, like the glyph for it. And it would be right in between Scorpio and Sagittarius. So it's called the 13th. It'd technically be the 9th, but we call it the 13th. So it's not like a traditional sign, just a sign. It is a actual constellation in the sky that our sun goes through. It's a constellation that lies between Scorpio and Sagittarius and also works with Hercules. serpens, and Aquila as well. And it's opposite the Chiron constellation. The name is originating from the ancient Greek Ophiuchus, meaning serpent bearer. Now, I shared a video from Gnostic Alchemy, Genevieve. She shared a beautiful talk about Ophiuchus and it being the mother, showing you the serpent, showing you your pattern, bearing that and learning how to weave that. So serpent bearer, and also that had an older name that it was called Serpenteris. And it's all about man grasping and defeating a serpent, also associated with Apollo's myth, struggling with the serpent, and Imhotep and Egypt, etc. All these like serpent, grappling with the serpent type of mythological stories that relate to Ophiuchus and that wound. Think about between Scorpio and Sagittarius. You're like going from that like deep shadow, like grappling with that shadow. And then you just go to Jupiter, Sagittarius. But in between that phase, that is the Ophiuchus. That's like the wound mending, what's happening before you're brought into that Jupiter optimism. This gained more popularity of being a sign from the 70s to the 90s. And a lot of people that know about Ophiuchus associate the Ophiuchus people to be the light bearers and also healers. The dates are from November 29th to December 17th, and it is a true blend of Scorpio Sagittarius energy. And I truly can say that Scorpio Sag cusp people and Ophiuchus people, similar energy. Tropical people that have Sag and Scorpio cusp would more than likely be Ophiuchus and Vedic. And that energy, the Ophiuchus signature, fits those people very beautifully. And I've always said, even before I knew about the 13th sign, I said, I think that's my favorite cusp. It's just such a unique, beautiful blend. It's beautiful to have the Sagittarius with the Scorpio, that depth plus the lightness, like mixed in a person. It's like total union. Or it can go chaos. Think about a man grappling a serpent and how that could go. Ophiuchus is also related to the Roman god Asclepius. I think that's how you say it, which is related to the god of healing and medicine, and also the son of Apollo. So if you look into that myth and that story, Ophiuchus mythology or symbolism is going to pop up there. Ruling planet for Ophiuchus would be Chiron, which is a centaur planet and all about the wounded healer. If you look into Chiron's story about being shot with the poison dart and then having to learn how to heal himself, that will also show you a lot about Ophiuchus's nature and archetype. It's a very powerful archetype. As far as element goes, Azoth is an element that is not really talked about, but Azoth is a Kundalini energy. It's the Kundalini life force energy, and the serpent or Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail energy. It can go either way, really, with wound healing and understanding our wound in that space of facing our shadow. Which way will we turn? That is the Ophiuchus nature. So it can be very tricky as well. It's definitely serpentesque energy. It's very riddly. It's very hidden. It's not in your face, but it is in your face, if that makes sense. 9 is all about being the universal student and mirror and observer and, learning to see from a detached point of view in order to bring in the healing, the life force, the kundalini that is needed. Azoth also works with Mercury, the metal Mercury. And Azoth and the Philosopher's Stone were considered to be two sides of the same coin, the heart of alchemy. And it's all about breaking down and dissolving and then becoming, which is a hidden. You don't see that. It's like the seed underneath the ground.